gun laws to reduce violence will not work. After the horrible attack at Bondi Beach, there has been a huge push to do things that will help make us or keep us safer. The problem is these reactive measures will not work. There's 3 reasons for that. The first of this is putting in new laws, laws to restrict guns or guns ownership, protests, and hate speech. Laws only affect law-abiding citizens. The people doing these crimes are not law-abiding citizens. The laws won't work to keep them in line because they don't obey laws. You cannot change behavior of individuals over here by changing the rules and the restrictions on these people. If you're going to affect change, you must affect change with the individuals that are doing the wrongful behavior, not the rest of society. The second is you need to work with individuals, not groups. It is not groups as a whole that do wrong behavior. It's an individual that does behavior and an individual that needs to be held responsible. The more we try to change things about groups, you always offend more people than you protect. And we have a history of doing this in America, around the world. We locked up Japanese in camps during World War II. Every nation has done this, and what we've done is we've disrespected those that would be our friends, our allies, and our supporters by protecting ourselves from a few individuals who are actually our enemies. And we end up creating more enemies than we get rid of. We need to respond to those who actually do the behavior, not the rest of society. And third, it comes down to approach versus avoidance behavior. Approach behavior is you determine what you want and you set up social interactions, your own behaviors. You set up a plan and you work towards that which you desire. That gives you a clear and concise path from where you are to where you want to be. Avoidance behavior decides one thing that you don't like and you work to get rid of that. The problem is, if you don't have a clear path to what you want, all you have is one thing that's blocked. You can't carry this type of gun, so they get another type. Or they get something other than guns, knives, or rocks, or sticks, or words, or language. We do all these other things. We're not saying what we want is a healthy, polite, communicative population. We want people to treat others with respect. Here's the thing. If everybody treats each other with respect, there's no violence. If we can stay on track with what we value rather than what we fear, we have a chance of success. One of the things we can really look at is in relationships. When in a relationship you go with avoidance thinking, what you have is somebody saying, well, I fear that my partner may not be committed, that they may be thinking about leaving. So what do? We either become overly clingy or extra defensive. Both of these things tend to drive our partner away rather than create a close connected relationship. This is the problem. Avoidance thinking almost always increases that which we're trying to avoid. So what is it we want in our society? What is it we want in our world? How can we get that? The moment we go into defensive or avoidant behavior, we now embrace the mindset of the thing that we dislike. This is the problem. The person that is the worst in our society is now the one that is controlling what society is thinking about, what we're focused on, and what we're doing. We have now relegated ourselves to the least common denominator to actually help us accomplish our goals. If we want to become focused, what we need to look at is the best in society. Who is treating people the way we want, and how can we embrace their ideas, their thinking, their behavior? If we can do that, we can stay on track. Now, does that mean we ignore the problem? The answer is no. But we should be devoting 90% of our behavior towards that which takes us where we want to be, and 10% of that behavior, that energy, towards that which we want to get away from. We need a response. We deserve to be safe. We deserve to be protected. But we deserve to be able to progress towards our goals more than we deserve to spend all our time and energy in something that actually creates more of what hurts us.